8 practices in, and I think you take our first 2 units, our first units on offense and defense, and a core group of special teams players. There's some really good things happening. As we continue to matriculate down our roster, there's far too many inconsistencies occurring through 8 days, and we've got to continue to improve that. The training camp to me is all about conditioning the mind. Conditioning the mind, hardening the mind for the season, battling through fatigue, heat, soreness, and more guys with energy and urgency on our football team. That's what we need. There are far too many issues today. We had about a half practice, half scrimmage. We had about 100 scrimmage snaps. No procedure issues, which was great. I think we had Keyshawn out of targeting, which we got to work on that. We had an SEC crew here today. We had 1 hands to the face in pass rush, and I think a holding on offense, and that was it for those snaps. So that was good, especially for the first time with the coaches off the field. Really good in the red zone by our offense. Scored on 4 straight possessions, which was outstanding. About 50-50 on third down, which on both units, we gave up a lot of drives last year defensively, not getting off the field on third down and not converting offensively. So we've continued to make those 2 points of emphasis for our team, red zone and third down. We'll start with some 1-minute stuff tomorrow and get some more scrimmage snaps on Monday. And that's where you really are starting to make your evaluations and determinations of where you are as a player and where we are as a football team.
Camp about Jemias's traits at safety now that you're on the field with him. Just how do you think he's adjusting to that?
Just too inconsistent right now. Stephen Montag's had a really good camp at safety. Other than that, we're struggling. Nick Harvey, we repped at safety some. He's also playing corner. Nickel, he's really smart. Jemias is repped in there. JT Ebay's still not been cleared. I think Wednesday's when he's going to be cleared to be able to do some individual and some skeleton. I'm not sure about contact. Clint will let me know on that, but we're not very good at that position right now.
Josh.
Was there anybody in particular who hurt y'all with RPO last year?
Georgia, Fran was very accurate in the Georgia game, just off the top of my head. That would be the game that jumped out at me. Clemson hit a couple balls. Kelly hit a couple balls. Just right off the top of my head, those would be the teams that would jump out at me.
As the way things go, offenses innovate, defenses kind of find a counter. What's the what counters are evolving for that RPO defensively?
Recruiting guys who can play man-to-man. You can win in man coverage, and that's where you get into matchup issues, Josh, to be honest with you. You got to win in man coverage. The problem when you're playing zone against RPOs is the run-pass conflicts it creates for your linebackers. So then if you want to play zone, then you got to get into canceling gaps, what we call pirate the front, the 3 technique and the 6 technique, slant inside, slant and the 5 technique inside to take away the bubble. So the backer doesn't have direct runs and you're trying to bounce the runs east and west if you want to play zone. But you can't ask a guy to carry a guy vertical and play the A-gap. It's impossible. So those are the things to me that you really, when you play teams that run a lot of RPOs, is very difficult to do, is canceling the gaps and playing zone. The answer is you got to recruit man-to-man. Then the issue you get in is, can we match up against some of these guys? People want to play us in man coverage. I'd be happy about it.
David.
Will, how are Resendo and Tatum Jackson?
Tatum's had some heat issues and missed a couple days, and hoping to get him back this week. Resendo, I think, will be cleared Wednesday. Had a shoulder in a non-contact situation, fell down on it. So I guess he did have contact with the ground, so it wasn't totally non-contact. But we weren't even in shoulder pads, and but he's been in all the walkthroughs. He's been taking part of some of all that stuff. He's got the swing off. He looks good. He looks better than that picture he put on the internet.
We've been hearing a lot about the 2 freshman corners, JC and Israel. How have they looked to you?
JC had an interception in the red zone today. He's going to play a bunch. He's a good football player. He's got a good work ethic. He has really good ball skills down the field. He matches up well against some really good receivers that we have. But he's really progressed well. Israel's a guy that took the next step, and our challenge after spring ball was strength. You got to get stronger. You got to be able to win on the line of scrimmage more, using your length that God's blessed you with, but also being stronger on the line of scrimmage. And he's answered those calls. And I watched the film from today, but he's progressed well.